All right, let's jump right into this explainer and crack a really frustrating mystery that's popping up for homeowners in Scripps Ranch right now. If you want a home in this specific San Diego neighborhood, or really any community built out around the exact same time, you're going to want to hear this. We are tackling a super common yet totally misunderstood headache, the tile roof mystery.
And so picture this. You look up from your driveway and your concrete tiles look absolutely flawless. Nothing's missing, nothing's shifted, the whole shebang looks perfect. But, almost like clockwork, every single winter a mysterious brown water stain shows up on your bedroom ceiling. How on earth is that possible? Why does a perfect-looking roof leak? It's the kind of thing that drives you completely crazy, right? Like you're chasing ghosts up in your attic.
Section 1. The hidden culprit, the underlayment.
To solve this, you gotta look past the surface. Think of it like a giant mismatch. Your concrete tiles are basically built like tanks, and they're gonna last you anywhere from 50 to 80 years. But the felt underlayment sitting right beneath them, which is the actual layer that stops the water, well, that only lasts about 25 to 35 years. That gap in lifespan, that's the entire story right there. The tile sheds the heavy stuff, sure, but concrete tile just isn't totally waterproof on its own.
And here is where the math really catches up with us, 30 to 40. Since Scripps Ranch was mostly developed back in the 80s and 90s, nearly every single tract got spec'd with concrete tile. That means that vital felt layer underneath is now 30 to 40 years old. It's hitting its end-of-life failure window all at once across the entire community. It's brittle, it's cracked, it's tearing around the nails, and it is completely 100% past its lifespan.
Section 2. The eucalyptus tree factor.
Now, we have to throw some hyperlocal environmental stuff into the mix. Those gorgeous eucalyptus trees Scripps Ranch is famous for, they are absolutely brutal on aging roofs. They constantly drop this heavy, oily debris, leaves, huge strips of bark, seed pods all year long. That junk piles up in the valleys of your roof, traps moisture right against that already fragile underlayment, and just speeds up the rot like crazy. It basically builds a dam, forcing rainwater to back up underneath your tiles. Throw in some Santa Ana winds, snapping branches that crack your tiles on impact, and you've got a direct door for water. If you want to mitigate this, you really need to clear those valleys at least twice a year. And honestly, you should definitely ask your roofer about using ember-resistant valley metal just to be safe during fire season.
Section 3. Where water actually gets in.
It's usually not a massive roof-wide failure on day one. Here's your suspect lineup for a 30-plus-year-old roof. You've got the aged underlayment getting brittle. You've got valley metal literally corroding because of that trapped eucalyptus moisture. The seals on your flashing, they just pop open after decades of punishing sun and the normal settling of your house. And those pipe and vent boots are incredibly vulnerable. The UV exposure just bakes the rubber and lead until they crack. Add in broken field tiles from foot traffic or branches, and even old mortar cracking on the ridges, and you've got plenty of weak spots.
But here is a massive clue to watch for: timing. If your roof stays bone dry in a light drizzle but starts dripping during those heavy wind-driven storms, you are almost certainly dealing with a failed underlayment, not just a random cracked pipe boot. The wind literally pushes the rain up and under the tiles. If the underlayment is brittle, the water hits the wood deck and boom, next stop is your bedroom ceiling.
So how do the pros actually fix this? Well, a real pro never starts at the ceiling stain. Why? Because water is sneaky. It travels down the roof deck and along your rafters long before it actually drips down onto your drywall. Chasing the stain is a fool's errand. You have to trace the path from the outside in, check the actual condition of the felt around the entry point, and then quote the fix. That is the literal difference between a permanent repair and a sloppy patch job that just moves the leak 2 feet to the left next winter.
Section 4. Your 3 repair options.
Since the HOA strictly mandates tile in Scripps Ranch, ripping it off for cheaper asphalt shingles is off the table. So you're looking at 3 honest paths. Path 1, a spot repair. This is perfect if you've got just one clear entry point and the rest of your felt is still healthy. Path 2, a section lift. If the leaks are ganging up in just one valley or one side of the roof, they'll just lift the tile in that area and replace the felt. Path 3, a full lift and relay. If the underlayment is failing everywhere, but your concrete tiles are totally fine, this is your best long-term bet.
Just to put some numbers on it for context, if you're lucky enough to just need a single-point spot repair on a cracked boot or flashing joint, you're typically looking at anywhere from $350 to $1,500.
But listen, if your underlayment is broadly failing across the board, slapping a 4th patch on a dying roof is just throwing money away. The ultimate HOA hack is the lift and relay. They carefully pull up your existing tile, lay down brand new modern underlayment, and then put your original tiles right back where they came from. You fix the root of the problem, you save a fortune not buying new tiles, and best of all,
your house looks exactly the same, so you completely bypass a brand new HOA designer view. It's brilliant.
Which leaves us with this final thought. Is it time to stop patching the drywall and finally investigate that 40-year-old layer hiding right beneath your tiles? Because as we've seen today, an unexplained leak isn't really a mystery at all. It's just your roof waving a white flag, telling you that invisible, vital layer has finally reached the end of the road. Keep a close eye on your ceiling during the next big storm, and thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.